Just test out how this baby performs, taking some jumps. Now, Alex, I may come right at you.
If it makes it to me, that's really far.
You don't remember, we've done this before, but here we go. Oh. I told you. Hello drivers, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and today we got an overview on one of XK's car additions to the website. This is the 14th scale Buggy from XK Innovation. It comes in two colors, so we have the red and white version here, which we've done a video on in the past. We jumped this thing around, but we've got the other version, which you can see on the box. This is the blue and green version, and we just want to do a quick unboxing and show you guys what a nicely priced beginner entry-level RC car is all about. If somebody, maybe you have a child you want to get into RC cars, or you yourself are looking to take a foray to have an RC car around, it's always best to start with something ready to run like this, something that's on the lower price level, so you're not wasting a lot of money if you don't like that part of the hobby, or accidents happen, you have crashes and stuff. It's a great entry price. So just pulling it out of the box, you can see inside the box it comes ready to roll. That's what's also awesome about a ready-to-run kit. For beginners, you're not interested in building a kit. As you get more in the hobby, you can always go harder and put a lot of money into this to soup up a car. But starting out, it's nice when everything is just ready to go. So just opening up the bag itself, we're going to get a manual. Manual is going to give you a lot of tips and tricks on how to get started. A lot of what we're going to talk over here. But then you do get a tool and a charger. So the charger itself is just a plug into like a USB port open, and then the battery, which is going to be inside the car right now, you plug in through the balance port, and then you wait about an hour or so and it'll charge up. A little slower that way. If you have a real charger, always best to use those. And then they give you a little tool that's going to help with some a hex tool that's going to help take off the tires if you need to ever change them. So pulling out of the box, we've got our transmitter, which is very simple. Going to have all the things we need on it. Let me see if I can pull that out. There it is. That box is done. So transmitter itself, again, very simple. We're just going to have to put 4 AA batteries. That's the only thing you're going to need to supply on the inside to get this going. But again, your steering control, you do have trim for your throttle, you have trim for your steering, and you have dual rate on your throttle. So if you are, what's great about a car like this, if you are getting this for like a child, a younger kid, you can lower the speed, the max speed on the car just by trimming it down. I know my kids like that when they first got into it, and then they eventually, they want to let it rip. So then you let it rip. And now let's get to the car itself. Again, packaged nicely, just all, boxed up around the cardboard. That'll get rid of the box, and there we go. Freshie out of the box. They've got Evolution on the side. I guess that's its real name. The website doesn't call it that. But everything is here that you're gonna need. That's what I love about these. Like even on the smaller versions of the cars, sometimes you have to install, simple installation on a ready to run would be like the spoiler up here. But looking at it, what's great, I see right off the bat, nice aluminum plating on the shock towers. So, aluminum is always good to see there. Sometimes, cheaper ready to run cars come with more plastic parts than this, and those things tend to take the most abuse. So it's always nice when you see it like that. Then looking underneath, it's all aluminum chassis underneath too, which is great. And a lot of screws if you ever need to chase it, but this thing should be good for all around buggying, which if you're getting into driving a buggy, something like this is great for almost all sorts of terrain. Sand, dirt tracks, you can take it on hiking trails, things like that. You can take it to a parking lot, take it outside on the street, which is what we're gonna do, and you can jump them a little bit too, which is awesome. Especially the smaller ones, they tend to take a good beating. But all around, you got oil-filled shocks too, so we can, you can change the tension on them if you need to. Right now it looks good, and now let's just take off the 2 C-clips and take a look at what's inside, how everything, very simple setup. You have your motor, ESC on top with a bind button in case you ever lose bind. That's what you would use the red button for. And then you've got the battery already pre-installed. And the battery itself, I believe, is a 1500 2S, but let me just check it to be sure. Off the top of my head, it is a 1500 2-cell pack. So again, when you have your charger, you just plug the balance port in and then you wait. There'll be a green light on the charger. It'll be red when it's charging. It'll go green when it's fully charged, when it's plugged in. But all around, super cool. So let me throw some batteries in the transmitter, get this battery charged up, and I'll meet you outside. All right, let's rip around the 14th scale Evolution. I always dig the 14th scale models, just in size alone. You know, nice and small, powerful though on the power system that it's working with. The 2S pack, you know, it's running on the same as like some of the XK 10 scale ones, but in a smaller package, it gives the appearance that it's moving faster and like more maneuverable, if that makes sense. But just check it, that's full throttle right now. One thing I definitely want to do is loosen up the shocks a bit, especially in the front. If you notice the way it's driving around right now, like it just doesn't feel like the shocks are doing much at the start. They might be a little too tight, so I want to soften them up. I think I'm going to bring that back to me and do that now. There we go. That feels better. All right, we loosened the tension on the front. I definitely like it a little better, but oh, it's got a lot of power. It wants to wheelie. But again, what I like about it, super durable. Take it, spin it. Like that it's not flipping, like it is definitely hugging the road. Sometimes if a car, you know, it's a little off base when you're going full throttle in a turn, you could flip it without that center of gravity. So it's got a nice center of gravity to it. And just from start to, so from 0 to full throttle, it's got some power. On dirt, I think it'll probably wheelie. Let's see what happens when it hits this jump. Oh! It can take it. There we go. The 14th scale Evolution buggy definitely rips. So let's jump it. We're just gonna do a couple jumps here. Just see how she controls. So if I go forward, there we go. Now my jump, when I was reading about how to make this, I followed somebody on YouTube who made it. He suggested less of a steep angle, and I purposely wanted more of a steep angle. My jump is a vicious, I think it's more than 45 degrees. Woo! Oh, flipped over. But we've taken a couple bad beats and this thing's still going strong, which is great. I wouldn't recommend maybe, will it flip? I don't think I could flip this one. I don't think it has enough torque. It does this weird like sideways roll. So that's me when I get into the air, I'm hitting reverse. Oh, see, I gave it full throttle and that would backflip it. Reverse would front flip it if it had enough torque and if I was a better, more capable. There we go. It's surviving though. This is just simple. You know, something simple you could have some fun with. And it stayed. I love it, man. It can take a beating. So there you have it, guys. That about wraps it up for the Evolution 14th scale buggy from XK. What I can say, for the price, ready to run out of the box, this thing's fast it works really well, and it could take a pounding, as you've seen. We just took it for a bunch of jumps, fresh out of the box. It might not look as pretty, but I don't see really any bends or breaks. Still got plenty of juice. I put in a second battery before we did the jumps, but all around, it could take a pounding. So if you want something to learn on, something to bash, something that's gonna hold up, don't look any further than XK. Link is in the description, guys, down below, and another link to everything that XK sells as far as cars go. And guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this sort of video, hit the like button down here, and we'll see you next time at Motion RC.